Welcome off to the web.
Welcome everybody back to the Off the Rails podcast. Guess what? Me and Jems face to face, first time ever.
Season 2. I mean, don't get used to this. This is probably the first time we're face to face this season. But
Season 2, Jems came out to Colorado to visit, and we're going to record our first podcast live. It's pretty tight.
yeah, my wife surprised me on Christmas with tickets. She built it up for a couple weeks. She's like, I got you a present that I'm super excited about. And I was trying to guess it, and she wouldn't give me any hints or anything.
Yeah.
I thought maybe it was either to come here or to go see my buddy Dennis in Chattanooga.
Yeah.
And she wrapped the plane ticket in a box, and then wrapped that box in a box, and that box in a box,
Nice.
and that box in a box. I think there were 13 of them, and it had a message.
Classic box in a box.
Yeah. And she was recording.
That's funny as hell.
Yeah. It was a pleasant surprise.
That's pretty awesome, yeah.
She's a saint because she's home with 3
Dude,
kids,
for
and
real.
it's currently negative-20 there.
Yeah, it is freezing at Jem's house. The wind chill was that the wind chill or was that
It's the wind chill. I think regular it's 2.
2 degrees.
Yeah.
Plural. It's messed up. So Jems has been here since Monday evening. This is Wednesday morning. So we're recording, and I think we're gonna go see our buddy Brant Tobler tonight, do some comedy, which is gonna be hilarious. Haven't seen Brant in a minute, and then maybe we'll have Brant on next week, maybe, or something like that.
That'd be
or
cool.
one of the coming weeks. We haven't had him on the official podcast. We had him on the original version of the podcast.
The very first episode of L is for Lions, he came on because we were all bitching about our teams.
Yeah.
The Broncos did something.
Yeah, so it's weird how that was 2 seasons ago.
I know. That was pandemic season 1.
Yeah, and then we
Now we're on pandemic season 3.
Dude, yeah, it's crazy, right, dude? Yeah, basically. I mean, I guess we kind of start there, right? So when we started this podcast, L's for Lions, we were kind of distraught Lions fans, and then we turned it into Off the Rails because we just talk about all. But we are diehard Lions fans at heart. We're both wearing Lions hoodies. But our boy Matt Stafford.
Yeah, I want him to succeed more than I want and at this point they can't do any better than the 28th or 29th draft pick or something anyways. So
Yeah.
I wanted him to do well anyways.
I'm pumped. I think the narrative for him winning will make the all of the stuff he did with the Lions more relevant.
Well, and I hate the blasphemous stuff that everybody's like, oh, look, Stafford actually did well. He's always done well. He just played for the Lions.
Yeah. He had I mean, it's weird because it's people were like, oh, well, he had Megatron, but he did have Megatron. And then that one year we had a good defense and we should have won a playoff game, but they picked the flag up or whatever. That year, that was thought the team we could. And then after that, it just kind of went downhill. I think Nick Fairley left and Nick Sue signed with the Dolphins or whatever.
Yeah, sounds right.
It's then it just started going downhill, and we just never put a team around him outside of that. But now he's got Odell Beckham Jr., he's got Von Miller, he's got Aaron Donald. I mean, he's got he's
got everything.
Cooper Kupp. He turned Cooper Kupp into an even better wide receiver.
Right. And Robert Woods has been hurt all year. He's a pretty solid. He was the actual number 1 going into this year.
Is Robert Woods out, or did he go to a different team?
Towards ACL.
I was gonna say, because I was
year.
I thought, and then Cam Akers ripped his Achilles, and he's back, which is looking crazy. So, I mean,
yeah, I hope they beat the 49ers, but that's gonna be a tough game.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough game. I think they're the favorites right now.
Yeah, I think it was +3 or something. Or they were favored by 3, I think.
Yeah, I think they were -3. By the way, I didn't hit any of my bets last night.
I didn't either. I hit the one, and then they adjusted the stats, and I didn't.
Dude, yeah. So Jem's got a bad break. We were at dinner eating at the Brazilian restaurant where they bring you all of the food. And Jems goes, look at this. I think I hit this. And he had hit one the day you came out.
I think the Bucks game.
Oh, yeah, the day before you came out. And so hit on that. And then I was like, dude, no way. And then he hit, and I'm looking, I'm yeah, you hit. And then 20 minutes later, maybe.
Yeah, I looked after the game was over and said, why isn't there extra money in my account?
And then they had adjusted somebody from 5 rebounds to 4 rebounds, and his prop was 4.5. So, dude, what player was it?
I don't even know. I don't even know who half the guys were.
That guy owed you $30.
Yeah,
At least.
I'll look it up and see who it is.
But But yeah, so me and Jems are like super pumped. We're gonna go to breakfast after this, and then we're gonna brainstorm some fun stuff for the coming year. Really like look for some big things. This is kind of like a relaunch episode. Obviously, it's season 2. We're calling it season 2. This episode, I believe, like
34, maybe 33, 35.
I think it might be 34, I think. But if, in case you didn't know, like, which you probably don't know if you're backstory, we actually recorded about 4 episodes that we aren't releasing.
Yeah, maybe they can be a bonus season sometime.
We're like a bonus podcast altogether. Pumped on those, but they just kind of got away from us. Sort of like we recorded them, and then like timing wise, they just kind of outdated themselves a little bit. And then we were like, okay, well, we're gonna start this fresh, I guess. So like, let's and then once you knew you were coming here, we were like, we were gonna start around the beginning of the year, but then it was like, why not just make the first episode
right
together? And so that's what we're doing right now. I was trying to go onto the thing to see exactly how many we have, but
Isaiah Stewart was the man who lost his rebound.
Isaiah Stewart, damn, that sucks.
It's all right.
I mean, what was that, like a 15 leg parlay?
Yeah.
It's crazy. I only won, and it was by that. That's nuts. But I think, yeah, I'm excited for. What are you excited for to do kind of this coming season, that we like to get back to the basics, or like more convo? Like, what are you excited to talk about?
I'd like to interview more people. Like, I really enjoyed talking to. We did a lot of comedians. I would like to get some more athletes and
Definitely
just talk to people and spread our name, because it seems like everybody that we interviewed seemed to like us.
Yeah, we did a good job. We had, in case you don't know that, I mean, we had Chainsaw on. We had Jason from Fire Department Chronicles. We had Matt Hires. We had Carter Holsey. We had a bunch of other people.
Todd McComas, Ryan Niemiller,
Sam Talent was hilarious. That was a fun one.
Chris Moneymaker
was a wild one. We talked about NFTs like before they were even like a thing, and now they're like part of the lexicon.
Yeah, we should be probably more wealthy now than we are.
We probably should be, yeah, for sure.
I feel like we're probably forgetting people. Like, we had Duke, and we had Andy Hopper, and Tanner came on, I think.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun guests, and I think that's the thing we're going to do, whether it be our friends or whether it be like celebrities or people that we don't know that we want to talk to.
Right.
I definitely think having people on and talking, and then you might even see us in some other podcasts too. We might be launching some fun other podcasts.
Yeah.
So
we talk about a lot of podcasts. We recorded one, actually.
Yeah, and I think that one's something we're still going to do.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be fun. If you're like us and you like to hear us talk about some baseball, you might be getting a podcast about it.
I can hear Taylor saying, "Nope, I like hearing you talk." Well, maybe.
It's
just she like skips through sports talk.
So, well, that's why is that why like our algorithm is like you have the thing, and then it goes to drop off, and then it's like 40.
I was pretty sure our algorithm was just her, and then Clisby, which is her sister's friend's husband.
Yeah.
Who reached out the other day and was like, "Does that mean I'm getting a new episode soon?"
Yeah, shout out Clisby. Let's go. We went Top Golf yesterday.
Yeah, that was fun. It was a little chilly. I was in jeans and a Carhartt. Tone was in shorts and a t-shirt
at one point. So I'm self-conscious. So I'm already overweight. I feel like I definitely not at like my peak physical ability right now. And that jacket that I have, my wife got me for Christmas. It's like a plaid jacket. It's got like furry insides, but it just makes me look like 7 times bigger than I am. And so like I was like, I can't do this. I got to take this off.
I am also in peak physical shape right now. It's a peak. It's the wrong peak.
It's the peak that you don't want to be at. So that means we want to get to the valley, right?
I think so.
So I think what we actually talked about last night. So as long as it's not keto, I think my wife is down to like join in on our like.
I think Taylor would be too.
So I think we're gonna do some kind of like weight loss journey. So we might like have like we might like follow that and stuff too. I think we're gonna weigh ourselves before we leave and before Jems leaves and put together a plan of motion. So
yeah,
if you're trying to get in shape this new year, feel free to reach out.
And it's nice that we're not being super cliche and being like January 1st.
No, yeah.
My issue a lot of times is to be like, and come up with excuses like why I don't need to eat healthy. I'd be like, oh, I'm going to Denver or Colorado. sure I'm going to eat crappy out there.
For sure. And we did last night.
Right.
I don't know if we eat crappy. Meat's not really necessarily bad, but we just ate a lot of it.
Right. But next week's, like Sunday's my birthday, so like I could use that as an excuse, but it's really not that big of a deal. And I've realized that one day of eating crappy is a lot better than 7 days of eating crappy. So if I eat well for 6 days and then eat a bunch of cake and ice cream, and
that's kind of the thing. So like I know like some people, they have a hard time with cheat meals because like then they cheat and then the one cheat meal turns into like 7, and it's like, but like I think like if you get in the right mentality, you're like, okay, cool. If I can eat, it's like everything, right? It's like we pitched, so I'm like, if I strike out 13 people and then the 14th guy gets a hit on me, I'm still having a pretty good game,
right?
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, really, when you think about it, like,
right. And a lot of my problem is late at night, or not even late at night, but like if there's kid snacks laying around, or there's something if there's something on the counter and I walk by it, and I'm not doing something else, I eat out of boredom, or I eat out just because it's there. So like if I can stop doing that, and I started getting up for work a little bit earlier, which is nice, but it's just I usually sit and drink coffee and watch the news. But if I could do like a little workout or at least stretch in the morning, and then
stretch, we were talking about stretching as,
and then I just need to work out really.
I got these like I bought this like heavy duty band that you can like do like a bunch of different workouts with. It's in the office upstairs. I was thinking about doing that like in the morning, just like get like even if it's like 10, like you know whatever, and then just each day like add 1 or whatever. But then I got like Beachbody on Demand. They're not sponsoring this, but
they could.
But then so like I'll probably start pick something. Maybe I get bored with the same shit. That's part of it too. So I did P90X and I lost a ton of weight. But then you're like, okay, I don't really want to do this anymore because it's like the same shit.
Yeah.
And then
I did that with DDP yoga a little bit.
Yeah. Shout out to Ryan, dude. He's fucking crushing some DDP yoga.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ryan Hoffs. I don't know how it's HOEFS. I don't know how you pronounce that.
I have no idea.
Hoffs. Ryan Hoffs. I'm gonna go with that. I think he's like an instructor for DDP yoga.
Really?
Yeah, he did so good at it.
Nice.
He's like an instructor. So shout out to Ryan. He's through the Pat McAfee pipeline. He's a fan of Pat McAfee. But yeah, so we have like that kind of stuff. Just getting like being able to like have like everything they do, and then like if you don't want to do something one day, you can still work out.
Well, and I'm assuming I'm going to have to be throwing a lot of batting practice in the coming months.
Fuck yeah.
So that'll probably kill me.
Fuck yeah. You definitely want to get.
So I want to get in a little bit of decent shape. Like I can deal with my arm being sore, but like
it's your back and your like trunk.
Right. When I actually pitched a live game a couple Labor Days ago, like I felt like I tore my hamstring and couldn't walk for like a month. But that was like throwing 5 innings without doing anything.
Yeah.
Before that, I played catch. I stretched and played catch, but I didn't like work my way up to throwing 5 innings. Like I throw softballs from the outfield.
Oh, makes sense.
And then I went in and pitched a live game, like going full speed.
How'd you feel about that?
I felt like I was throwing, but I hadn't pitched in 10 years. But I felt like I was throwing harder than the last time I pitched.
Like, how's your accuracy? Because I think that's the thing that's tough.
It was. It started off a little wonky, but then I just switched. Once I lowered my arm angle, because I was coming from more of the top, like being more mechanically sound about it. Yeah. And then I was like, well, right here.
Right. And then I was finding your spot. That's dope. I think I gotta figure out. I would love to like have like throwing be part of my like weight loss routine. You know what I mean? Because like that is a workout. Like you do work out,
right?
And it's fun,
right? If you have a throwing partner, it's a lot better than you. I mean, I guess it could be a workout where you do long toss with yourself.
We have a baseball field kind of close, like up near the middle school, and like behind it. And like I know in the summertime, no one's out there, so like I mean, I could just get a bucket of balls, go from one pole, and just throw as far as I can.
Right.
Like long toss it, and then go run over and grab the balls, and then throw them back. But I mean,
it's probably. I would assume that's a pretty good workout.
Probably, I would assume.
And so. The throwing's probably not even necessary for that, but it's like playing fetch. So
yeah.
I'm more likely to run if I'm doing that than I would be to just get out and go run. And I definitely would not be running here. I get winded walking up the stairs. Dude. Like the elevation change really messed me up.
You've been drinking your water?
Yeah.
Dude, my wife will like waterboard people. Like it's like every time I know it's a bad joke, but like she like literally like when we used to be in a long distance relationship, so I'd come from Virginia Beach, so it's just sea level to here. And every time like she'd pick me up from the airport and she'd like hand me a bottle of water.
I didn't even think about it, but I was like, I know I'm out of shape, but like walk down the stairs here in the basement And then I walk back up and I'm like, man, I don't want him to know I'm this out of shape. And I'm like, then it clicked that actually the next morning I was like, I'm 6,000 feet higher than I normally am right now.
Yeah. It's a Rocky Mountain high. You know what I'm saying?
It's not a fun high though.
No.
It's am I having a heart attack high?
Yeah, it's funny. And then you get used to it, which is weird. And then when you go back to like sea level, you're like, oh shit, I can do anything.
Now when you went to Virginia Beach this summer, didn't you?
Yeah.
Did it mess you up when you came back? Did you have to readjust?
No, I'm good. I was good for that. Like if it's short bursts, I'm good. Like,
did you feel extra good when you were at sea level? Like your lungs were like,
yeah. I mean, you definitely can breathe fine. The crazy part, so like when I lived in Virginia Beach, because I have asthma, I would have asthma attacks almost every year. Like maybe one or two one definitely like real bad one. And then like I'd have like one that could be real bad or like mildy. And then like I'd have like trouble breathing like probably a couple other times during the year.
Huh.
But like here, I have no issue.
Really? Is that why the Olympic Training Center's here? So they can train at elevation?
I have no clue, to be honest with you.
It's not like this is like a ski town where they're doing like the Winter Olympic skiing.
No, but
I
mean,
like swimming and
they do have the ski stuff, like ski stuff set up out in the mountain, so like it's like in close, but like they do like swimming, basketball. I think the 3v3 basketball. Some of the like U19, like the under, they'll come here. I think the basketball, like the big basketball ones, they go to like different NBA towns to like do it, but like. I mean, you see some people here, but like I've met Michael Phelps like at like a 7-Eleven across the street from the Olympic Training Center, and then so like they have wrestling and a couple other ones there. But I would assume that it's probably better for them when they go to like somewhere that's more like lower there. I'm sure they have like a higher cardio rate.
Well, and I guess the Olympics is somewhere different every 4 years, so like I'm sure the elevation obviously changes.
Yeah, I wonder how that works. Like to be honest with you, because I mean they do know where it's at, so I wonder if they factor that into their training.
They try to train per elevation, like if they're used to training in sea level and then they're going to Vail or something for the Winter Olympics. Yeah,
you would think they would have to be ready for that. But I guess at the Winter Olympics, if you're like doing a mountain thing, you're probably used to that elevation because you had to be up in the mountain. Maybe I don't know. It's weird.
See Jamaica put a bobsled team in the Olympics this year for the first time in 24 years. Yes. First time since Cool Runnings. Thanks.
John Candy, shout out. John Candy wasn't the actual guy, but he was like the actor.
Right. He didn't die too much long after that, did he?
I don't think so. I think it was shortly after that.
He had a good run.
He did have a good run. John Candy had a movie that like scared the shit out of me when I was younger.
Home Alone?
No, it was
Scared Polka.
There's one with Dan Aykroyd where like they go to this town and then like it's like it's weird and then like I think that's John Candy in that movie, but like basically like the town's like trying to screw him. I forgot what the name of the movie is, but it scared the shit out of me as a kid. And I don't think it was supposed to. I think it was a comedy, to be honest with you. I've never watched it since.
It's like Jurassic Park.
I'm like, fuck the shit, I ain't watching it. Yeah, Jurassic Park. Yeah, we've talked about that. Or scared you of dinosaurs. Yeah, so I'm excited though. Excited to be back. Excited to have like a consistency back. Jems has a shit ton going on. I obviously always have a shit ton going on.
We're gonna make it work though.
But like we're definitely making it work. Like it's an enjoyable thing to get down to sit down with your friend and talk for like an hour and like, get away and then people and honestly like some of the best part is like when we're like regularly releasing like we have like at least a little solid crew of people that are like I like enjoyed it like so it's like
I know Jason listens.
Yeah, Jason. We got your wife. We got a couple other people and it's like so it's interesting for people to give us like feedback on like like that's cool like I think like that too or like what the hell like whatever.
It is weird not getting texts from above of
right
something dumb I just said or I was wrong about.
Right. It's but it's exciting and hopefully it leads to us having more interviews. I know we're reaching out to people. If for some reason you're a celebrity or something and
or you do something cool
we're
an expert of something maybe or
we may have some of those kind of fun. We're just going to talk to people. We like hearing people's stories and we like find shit fascinating.
I still hear new stories about Tone.
Yeah,
I heard one last night that him and like Justin Timberlake are best friends.
Yeah, me and Justin Timberlake best friends. We met. I say we met. I say a head nod constitutes a fucking meeting.
We could probably put a poll up, but
does a head nod. So like if Jems is a celebrity, he comes in, we lock eyes, and I give him a head nod. He head nods me back. is that a meeting? Can you say I now met Jems? Like the celebrity. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's tough. Like, I think, like, you saw him in, like, close proximity. You acknowledged each other.
Yeah.
Words obviously solidify it.
Yeah.
But, like, a head nod, like, as a guy, too.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's
as my daughters and my wife definitely always tell me I've never met.
But if I'm walking through the store and I see somebody I know and I get home and tell Taylor that I saw so-and-so at the store, it's because I sometimes will talk to him and sometimes it's like, what's up?
Yeah. I met Gavin Rosdale at a store one time.
Of course.
So anyone who lives in Virginia, like 757 area, there's a venue there called the Norva. It's a music venue. So you typically park at the MacArthur Mall because there's no parking at the Norva because it's an old theater and there's like no parking. So you park at the MacArthur Mall because you can get back in the MacArthur Mall even after it's closed to go get to your car. So I would always park where Dillard's is. So I was walking through and I was going to see Gavin Rosdale play at the Norva. And I'm just walking through the mall, like coming out in front of Dillard's, and who's standing in the fucking fragrance section? Fucking Gavin Rosdale. So I'm like walking. I'm like, no one else acknowledges this. Okay. He looked at me. We head nodded, but I walked past him, and then I was like, yo, I love your music. And he was like, thank you. And I was like, I'm actually going to see you. And he was like, awesome. Enjoy the show. And then at the show, he watched the opener, and he ended up standing right next to me. And then we like head nodded there, but I didn't talk to him because I didn't want to bother him. But I was like, that's a constitution of like definitely met. I did exchange words with Gavin Rosdale.
That's more pronounced than the Justin Timberlake thing.
Yeah. But
Tone was probably in the Mickey Mouse Club though. Like that story will probably come out later. So
no, I did watch the Mickey Mouse Club. I love that show.
I think that was done by the time I was old enough to pay attention
to anything. They should bring that shit back. But then Disney does that anyway.
Disney, almost. Pretty much everybody, like Olivia Rodrigo was on.
Jake Paul was on that show. Bizarre Bark. Yeah, and
like Ariana Grande was a Disney channel.
No, she was
right?
Nickelodeon.
Same thing.
The Victorious. She was on Victorious.
Oh, sorry.
Daughter watched that too.
Taylor's sister has been getting into like the old Nickelodeon and Disney shows on Disney Junior.
How old is
Disney
she?
Plus. She's 10.
Okay, so my daughters are 13 and 14. And I'll randomly come downstairs. My one daughter loved Hannah Montana when she was like a little kid. Like I have a video of her where like it's on my YouTube, my personal one, where like literally I just videoed her for like a week every time she wanted to watch Hannah Montana. So it's like a video of her just being like Hannah. Like, and it's like no joke. It's the funniest shit ever. I'll play it at a wedding probably. But so she watched it and she loved it. She had Hannah Montana bed sheets. She was all into it, right? Yeah. Now my 13-year-old daughter, who really didn't watch too much Hannah Montana, she just is randomly watching Hannah Montana on Disney Plus.
Disney Plus is an incredible thing.
Yeah.
Like, especially for kids and stuff.
Dude, could you imagine? I wonder. I haven't like scoped out Disney Plus, but I'm like, if they made a Nickelodeon one, because I think I was more of a Nick kid after Mickey Mouse Club, I was in on. But I think most of the other stuff I enjoyed was on Nickelodeon, like Are You Afraid of the Dark? So Weird. The Goosebumps, I think, were like on.
I think Goosebumps were on there.
Nickelodeon.
Maybe. I remember watching Goosebumps.
I liked those kind of like shit.
Cartoon wise, I think I watched more Nickelodeon. Like Rocket Power is my favorite.
Rocket Power, yeah.
Arnold. But I think show wise, like when I was like a teen or a preteen, I liked Even Stevens and
Even Stevens,
The Jersey. I mean, I probably even watched Lizzie McGuire and stuff.
Lizzie McGuire's legit.
But that was all Disney. So
yeah.
But they were. I think we had Dish Network at the time, but those channels were all like back to back.
Makes sense. I mean, so I think with Even Stevens was a great show. Mm-hmm. Like Chrissy Carlson Romano, she has a YouTube channel. I
just found her on TikTok not too long ago.
Yeah, we should get her on.
That'd be cool.
Hey, Chrissy Carlson Romano, we want you on the show.
There you go. Clip it.
I'm gonna clip it.
Tic-tac it at her.
You know who else I'd love to have on the show? And I reached out to her, but I don't think she probably got it. Was and now I'm totally blanking your name, but
you had told me before.
I listen to her podcast all the time. It's called Worst Ever Podcast. Christy. Why is it blanking in my brain? She played Now I can't even think of the name of the character on the freaking show. She was the tomboy on Step by Step.
The Worst Ever podcast, co-hosted by
Yo Lakin, Christine Lakin.
There you go.
Yeah, she played Al on Step by Step. She was the tomboy.
I remember watching Step by Step when I was little. I couldn't remember much about it.
Yeah.
I know it was on TGIF.
Yeah, sure. TGIF was great too, but like that's like that not even a thing anymore. It's like you can just everything's on demand. Now.
Yeah,
you're like, well, fuck yeah, I can just do whatever I want.
Yeah, we've recorded a lot of shows, but since having 3 child tornadoes running around the house, it's hard to stay caught up on shows. Usually, it's like we had like a set of like probably like 5 or 6 sitcoms we'd record and watch.
Yeah,
and we're way behind on those. And like now we just maybe can do one show.
that's true. You kind of have to commit to one show as a parent, like because like it's tough. Especially like we watch sports, so I'm like I'm probably gonna watch some sports wise.
Right.
When I'm sit down, like, and then we're into basketball as a family. Jems witnessed it. We watched the entire basketball game last night. Like, it's just like
I thought Tone's wife was going to leave us at the restaurant while we were waiting to pay.
Dude,
she was like revving the engine as we walked out the door, and she like flew up around the corner.
She did, yeah. She was like, "Oh, I'm out of here." It's like, I mean,
she likes Luca.
So yeah. So ironically, and this my wife will probably kill me, but she won't listen to this podcast, so it don't matter anyway.
At least then you'll know that she was lying about not listening to it.
Right. She can't be mad at me because then if she is, I'll be like, you listen to the podcast.
Right.
Thanks for the numbers. Then so where we were at yesterday, which was where the movie theater is at or whatever, we lived in this house. It was like the first year, and we got in a fight we were going to go see Deadpool 2, and I was being a complete asshole. Like, I said something stupid, and then she was like, well, you can fucking walk home then. And I was like, well, fine, because I'm stubborn as fuck. So I just started walking home. And then she apparently went into the movie, and then she realized I wasn't coming, and then she left, and then she drove home, and then I just walked from there, and I was headed back here, and I made it like a solid like halfway before like I guess she like was trying to find me, and then she like found me, and she pulled in the subdivision. She was like, get in the car, and then she was pissed at me still, but like, yeah, I'm stubborn. But I walked a fucking solid like 6 miles.
My buddy did that, leaving a party one night. We lived in LaPorte. We lived in town. He lived in Michigan City, which is the next town, and it was like down a couple major highways. And
yeah,
he walked several miles at like 2:00 in the morning in the cold. And just, I forget, the girl he was dating at the time sucked. I think it had to do with her, but he'd walk, I want to say it was about that, and it was cold.
Luckily, it wasn't too cold.
He's lucky he didn't get hit by a car, picked up for public intoxication. There's a lot of things he got lucky about that night. That
is true, yeah. That's a bad look. If you're like, just like, I'm in a shit spot, like, I've gotten a fight with somebody, fuck it, I'm going to walk, but then you've been drinking, like, yeah, it's like a fucking... That's just make your night worse. Like, hopefully, if you get pulled over or like it's a cool cop or something like that,
right? Just gives you a ride home.
You're like, hey man, fucking, I got in a fight, so I had no other choice, and I'm not driving.
I would assume it depends on what you're acting like.
Probably. I mean, like if you're like fucking spray painting stop signs, probably not a good plan.
Ripping them out.
You know what I'm saying? But like, but yeah, no, I've done that. I did that to my mom one time. My mom got so mad at me. I was again being a dickhead teenager kid, which is probably why I'm dealing with what I'm dealing with now with my kids. I think my kids are pretty good actually. But fucking, I was being an asshole, and I think we went and got baseball cards at like a baseball card shop, and it was like a solid like 5-6 miles from our house. And I think I said something to my mom, and she was like, "You can get the fuck out and walk then." And I was like, "All right then." And I got out, and like she looked at me like we through the passenger windshield. We looked. Just gave her the stare, and then I said, "I'm gonna walk." Like I was like, I'm dead ass serious. I was like, unless you relent right now and you apologize, I'm out. I was in the wrong. She had no reason to apologize to me, but that's the fuck it.
Did you have to walk all the way home?
I did walk all the way home. My mom was like, for like the first 2 miles, she like kept pulling up next to me and like, get in the fucking car, and I was like, nope, don't me to walk home. I'm listening to my mom, like being a dick. So.
Teenage kids suck.
Yeah. I wish I could go back in time, like in a time machine, and just beat my fucking teenage self up. Like, now that I'm a parent, I'm like, you're an asshole.
Right.
So, yeah. Didn't help that I just didn't listen to anything. I'm stubborn as fuck. Like, I mean, it's one thing I've gotten better about being like, so I do therapy like every couple weeks. And it's one thing I've like gotten a lot better at, like just being so stubborn, like stuck in my ways, like
Yeah.
because I'll get in a fight and like I'll know I'm wrong, but I'm just like I'm digging in, like, and then because I'm like I'm gonna make this wrong right, even though that never works.
Right. No, I'm the same way. I always think I'm right, even when I know I'm not right. I'll still stick with it, and then like I'm I'm always grumpy Sunday mornings. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, no, the Lions are gonna get beat.
Well, and Taylor loves church, and like I just ruin it like every Sunday. I try not to, and I try to mentally prepare all week long.
Yeah,
I'm going to be grumpy, and it never works out, and I feel bad. And but
it's tough though, because like when you work, then you get done, and it's like one of your off days. You're like, I do want to go, but I also don't want to go.
Well, that's what's in my head, is that I'm like, I work 5 days a week and then I have 2 days off, but 1 day off, I still have to get up early and spend the first 6 hours of my day or whatever it is at the church. But
how big is your guys' church? Is it like everyone knows each other, or is it like big enough to where like you don't know?
I mean, I should probably know more people's names.
Yeah.
I should pay better attention. Like I have to check in like kids at church, like to get into the children's rooms, and I still have to ask names. I should bad about that, but I think Taylor probably knows who everybody there is.
I'm
There's
terrible
a couple
with
hundred
names,
people.
so.
I'm usually pretty good with names, but it goes back to me being grumpy on Sunday morning. And apparently you can tell I'm grumpy Sunday morning. I don't think so, but the wife would say otherwise.
So you just got to find something to get yourself out of the grumpiness on Sunday.
Yeah, I don't know if I need to get up earlier.
Maybe you need to go for a walk. Maybe
work out or something, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
I need to be better about it because I feel bad.
I mean, I totally can get that, because there's certain times where I'm like, and we talked about it a little bit yesterday. Like my daughter played basketball. There's like, I don't mind going to that, but like if they did cheer before, and I was like, it was so cool for like the 2 minutes they were on stage.
Yeah.
But the other 18 hours you're there, you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, Claire does dance, and it's cool seeing her on stage.
Yeah.
And I think this next dance recital is in 2 classes, so that'll be good. But it's like 2 or 3 hours of But like the logistics of the way they do it, I think they need help. They need to let Taylor organize it for them.
Yeah.
But it's not as streamlined as it could be. Like entering, like the doors open at a certain time. I know COVID has a little bit to do with this, but like for the winter one, we're standing outside for like 40 minutes, and it's like 25 degrees outside.
You're like, I'm cold, and now I'm grumpy.
Yeah.
Like,
and
or
like,
serve beer at the
right. I think they do it. They do it at the high school.
They serve beer?
No.
Oh, I was like,
recitals. But
like that seems like a logistical nightmare.
I think the next one we go to, we need to get a babysitter for the babies, because
probably helps.
Yeah,
because that's tough too. Because as grumpy and as like not wanting to be there through other people's kids as you are, kids are just like even worse, because they're like, what the fuck are we doing here?
Yeah,
like
and
they don't even care that she's dancing.
Right. Our middle daughter's 19 months old and into everything, so she's running up and down the hallways and wanting to bounce around laps, see who she can sit with, throwing her pacifier.
So the only good thing about those is like if you have enough like additional family that comes, like you can kind of pass the kids around enough.
Right. And that's what we had, but then it got to the point where like, all right, we got to get her in the hallway.
Yeah. But then it becomes tough. Like, and that's like, I'll be honest with you. Like, I mean, we try not to do a ton. Like Jems, probably not a good representation from Jems, because he's seen my son on his like tablet or Switch probably a lot. But like, we usually don't do it that much. But like when we were out to eat last night, we put a tablet in front of him, and he behaved super well.
Right. We always said we weren't going to do that, but it's like, it's nice. Like, and we don't do it all the time, but like when you need them to pay attention to something or sit down and be quiet. Like even like our 19-month-old is huge into Elmo right now. She loves Elmo. Like we have this problem where if Elmo's on the TV, she climbs up on the couch and tries to grab him on the TV.
Dang.
Yeah.
That seems like it could be not great.
Right. Like I don't think the TV's going to knock over, but I don't want her touching the TV. And like she could fall and bust her face on the TV stand. But like there's been a time where I gave her the tablet and was like, sit down for a minute. And she just sits there and Elmo.
Yeah.
Loves Elmo.
My daughter loved Elmo too.
Claire loved Elmo too. We took her to Sesame Street Live when she was like 2.
Dude, we did too. I didn't because I was thank God for grandparents. My dad was like, she loves Elmo, and so we got tickets, and I was like, sweet.
We went. It wasn't bad. I think the weather was kind of crappy driving to Chicago that day, which seems to be a trend.
Right. Anytime you have to go anywhere, it's like shitty weather. I think the way it's cleared up. I think when we go up, I think for the first time in like 3 days, I think Jems might actually be able to see the mountains behind our house.
Currently, my watch says in this town that we're in that it's 19 degrees and foggy, but the high is 39.
Yeah, but like based off the cloud cover over here, I think you might be able to see the mountain.
Would be nice. Yeah, I heard there was mountains here, but I don't know.
You can't really tell. This is funny.
I can see them from the waist down.
It's been like
I don't know if the waist is the right term there, but
waist down. Like I saw the bottom half.
saw the rocks.
Saw the backside of this mountain. Shoot, no, I was gonna say, what's that video game where it's like foggy up? Resident Evil?
Maybe. I don't know. I didn't play it.
I think that's the one where like it's like the town's all foggy all the time. Like that's how it's been like the last like 3 days, 2 days. So like, what the fuck?
It's nice though. Like, other than the lack of oxygen, the air is like nice and fresh, and
it is like, dude, you're gonna be breathing great when you go back. You know?
Yeah. Go walk right back into that steel mill and
I love the smell of steel in the morning. Are you still off for a couple of days though when you go back?
Yeah, I don't go back till Monday.
Oh, that's awesome. That's dope. So you have time to like decompress and shit, which is cool.
I think we got practice Friday, so
heck yeah,
but that's good.
Yeah, practice like actual live action.
Yeah, in the gym.
Nice.
Yeah, dude. And I didn't actually miss any being gone because they had snow days.
You're saying that, dude. Gym was always fun though. The gym inside the gym, it's tough though. You got to be like, we tried to like, we had a string where like we had like a monsoon, so we were in the gym like every day, and like we were trying to like turn double plays and stuff. Like it just got tough because you're like, there's only so much you can do in the gym, but there's also like,
yeah. And now the school's like expanded. So like when I was there, we had one gym, and I don't know if we went over to we might have went over to the junior high's gym a little bit.
Yeah.
But now they call that an auxiliary gym because the junior high got absorbed into the high school and they built a new middle school.
Oh, sweet.
And so there's like 2 different gyms. They got like a couple different areas on the.
That's dope.
Yeah. So
I always wonder how hard it would be to like put like an indoor soccer field into like a high school, because I'm like, dude, that would be so good for like any kind of indoor practice.
They just built like a huge pole barn for the football team.
Yeah.
Out past the football field. I think there's probably locker rooms and coach's office and stuff in there. But there's plenty of room back there for them to make an indoor soccer field, football field practice. But, I mean, that's a lot of money. But our school seems to be getting a lot more money than it had when I was there.
Heck yeah.
Maybe one day. There's a big open area for it.
That's good. That's probably the hardest part. Because I'm going to guess, like, we had, like, a pig farm behind our high school.
We have a cow farm.
So, like, but, like, it was, like, massive and shit. So, like, literally, like, we were at the extent of our space. Like,
yeah. So there's a cow farm on the south, but then the back's like a woods. But our cross country course, which is like one of the best in the state, I guess, goes through there. They have an invitational with like 110 schools or something.
That's crazy. That's a pretty big one.
Yeah. The cross country program at the high school is really usually pretty good.
I ran cross country in high school.
I played tennis.
I also ran in college though, but stupid.
Yeah. Getting into running is tough.
Thinking back, I'm like, dude, if I could have just kept running, I probably would have been so much better off long term. Like, yeah. But it is bad for your knees a little bit. But I mean, like,
just the people that run every day and are like in shape,
dude,
I kind of envy it. And like, you can run a mile, like jog a mile in 15 minutes. Like, why can't I spend 15 minutes a day running a mile? You know what I mean?
Well, so I have one of my high school pals, Jen Shelton. She is a runner. That's what she does for a living. Like, she's a sponsored runner. She would run ultra marathons and shit. So 100-mile races. Like, and like you would see her all the time just running around town. Like, you're like, just where the fuck are you going? Like, she just wakes up and runs like 15 miles a day for fun.
Running for fun. It's a mental block.
It's weird for me. I mean, I guess now I haven't really tried it since I've been like, I haven't tried to be like consistent with it since like podcasts.
Right.
I feel like if I could throw a podcast in, I could probably.
That's when I was I ran a little bit last year or the year before. I don't know. It started toward the beginning of the year, running on the treadmill at the fire station. But I put on like a TV show or a podcast and listen to it while I did it.
Yeah, I think it helps because it's like you're focusing less on like 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, 4 step, 5 step, 6 step.
And I go back and forth whether I think it's better for me to run outside because then I have to come home.
Makes sense.
But I think I enjoy the treadmill more because I'm not stuck.
I feel too. You're right. Ben, I think it's more enjoyable. Also, you can push yourself.
Yeah.
Like on a treadmill. Like I don't think the running's probably the same because some of it is doing it for you a little bit. But like I think it's easier for you to be like, I'm gonna up it and then I'm gonna down my speed and then you can like kind of like mess with it. Whereas like if I slow down when I'm outside running, then I'll eventually start walking and then I'm like, why the fuck am I gonna start running again?
Right. I did start walking a little bit last year. Like Taylor was somewhere and I took the babies like in the double stroller. I just started walking. I did like a 3 or 4 mile walk.
It's not bad.
I was like, I need to do this every day. And then me and Taylor did it with the girls. And then I think we did it like twice.
Yeah. Well, the second part for us here is like, you can't run outside all year round because of the snow. So it's like, I do have the elliptical in the office, which I'm going to mount a TV up there. So I can like cast things there. I think that'll help me get on it more. Cause like I had in the basement, I had actually like pretty much right where this thing is over here. And then I was just staring at the wall and I was like, this sucks. So I think that's why gyms have TVs.
Yeah.
Cause people are like, oh, I can like,
I had the urge to join the gym the other day and I know it'll work out well for like a couple weeks, but then like I need to be home. Like I can't.
Right.
We have some stuff in the basement that I can use.
I don't understand how people do that, to be honest with you. How do you have a family and then you're just like at the gym every
I feel like
day?
it had to be something you did before and it's just a routine.
But like I know people who work out and like they have a family and I don't think they're like neglecting their family, but it's like just like I feel like I have so little time already. Right. So I'm like my time, that's my time. I'm like, I don't know that I want to do it working out.
And there's no chance I could join a gym because unless it was a 24-hour gym, which is what I would join, and I was going before work.
Makes sense.
Because like with baseball practice, tennis practice, fire department stuff,
I
already do too much where I'm away.
Makes sense.
But I've got a great wife and she's all for it.
Yeah, she is awesome. Yeah.
She sent me here.
Which is fucking crazy. 3 kids and negative 20 degrees.
Yeah. I don't think she expected the negative 20 degree wind chill while I was gone and the snow and stuff. But
kind of popped up on her and surprised her. But no, she's a dude. Oh, dude, I saw, speaking of your wife and that just reminded me like TikTok and shit. Like for some reason, I saw this like video and it was like, I thought it was Taylor. It was like, it's called like Dancing Couple or some shit like that. It was like on somebody's like random aggregate, but it was like a lady holding a baby. And at first, like scroll through, I thought it was like Taylor. And then like the dad was over in the corner and he was like jamming out, dancing. And I was like, fuck, Jems got moves over here.
Definitely not us.
It was hilarious. But yeah, it was pretty funny. I was like, dude, I was scrolling through and I was like, oh shit. It looked very close to Taylor. Like, I'll have to show you when we're done. But yeah, I think it was pretty awesome one.
Yeah.
Shit, I don't know how long we've been going.
Good. 44 minutes.
44 minutes. I think that's a good comeback episode.
That's a good reintroduction.
Comeback episode. Well, in case you forgot, I'm Tone, and that's Jems.
Jems.
And we'll be doing this weekly. It'll come out.
Yep.
See more clips. Follow us on social media. Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. I think we're hitting those.
I think we got it all.
We're going to hit those. Maybe we'll hit a Facebook page if we have to.
Yeah.
I think we might have one already.
Maybe.
I don't know. But basically we're fully committing to this thing. This thing is a full recommit into doing stuff we enjoy and talking to as many people as possible and talking to each other and telling random ass stories about me and just Timberlake and that kind of stuff. So well, we hope you guys enjoy. If you actually enjoy, if you did enjoy and you're one of those people we talked about, even if it's 2 people, I don't care. And you have social media, just share our social media post that this episode came out and tell people that you enjoy it. Yeah. And that'll help us grow.
Like us on Apple, Spotify, whatever you listen to.
Spotify, YouTube.
Yeah.
Those are the main 3. Yeah.
Leaving a review. Yeah, YouTube would be cool too.
Yeah. So yeah, follow us on YouTube.
YouTube would be great.
Because I think we're going to do more clips, which would be fun. Yeah. So then that'll be easier for you to share, to tell your friends, hey, these 2 dumb fuckers are pretty funny. or hey, these two dumb fuckers are idiots,
Right.
or hey, these two dumb fuckers have awesome wives. I don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I think me and Jems are gonna go brainstorm some awesome shit, get some good food, and if you guys enjoy this, and let us know. So that's the end of season. I want to know exactly what episode first, so that's how I'm gonna end this thing. I did look this up. Hold on. We are. Yeah. But while I'm checking that up, me and Jems are actually, we do have a bunch of like really awesome shit coming up that we're going to slowly trickle out, I think, over the year.
This is episode 34, I believe.
Oh, I found us. Hey. Yes, so our last episode was episode 33. So this is episode 34, the first episode of season 2. So season 2, episode 1, episode 34 total.
Yep. So maybe that'll be our thing. We do 33 episode seasons.
Makes sense. Take a couple weeks off and come back.
Support Larry Bird.
Hell yeah. I mean, you are from Indiana, so.
Larry Legend.
I'm from Michigan. Well, so
right.
Michigan State beat Indiana State, but Magic Bird.
Right.
Whatever. But
that was probably, you were what, like 8 then?
No, I definitely wasn't.
1979.
My brother was almost born. Because he was born in 80. My parents went to rival high schools at Magic Johnson.
Really?
Yeah.
Another Tone story.
My dad played pickup basketball. Me and Magic Johnson were born in the same hospital. So
that's pretty cool.
Also, Evan Fox, I think, was born in the same hospital.
Really?
Randomly. So I'm pretty sure, I'm going to guess from where he's at, that would be the hospital that I went to. But yeah, so legends,
Right. That hospital just produces legends.
Magic, Evan Fox, and then I'll just be down here, somewhere in there.
You get up there.
I'll get up here though. Maybe one day.
Right.
Maybe one day I'll have a cool
maybe Sunday. We'll do it this week.
Yeah. I mean, Magic is not Magic, and then Foxy is not really Foxy. So it's like they have nicknames, and I just have Tone, which is kind of my name.
You can throw a Y on the end and be Tony.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Yeah, let's not do that. So anyway, thank you guys for watching episode 1 of season 2 and episode 34. So
yep.
We'll see you guys next week.
See ya.
Later.
Welcome